Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Jessica Clemons and I'm back from Germany, from Gamescom, which was so much fun, and I'm in such a game mood that I'm breaking down Sonic the Hedgehog 3's official trailer that dropped today, and it's so much fun. I love this trailer. Keanu Reeves is in the Sonic family now, and it is so good! This will be the breakdown for the movie, which drops on December 20th, 2024. It's the holiday season, baby. Okay, let's get into this breakdown. But first, be sure to check out nerdriot.shop, where you can support the channel by grabbing some awesome merch inspired by some of your favorite fandoms. And right now, nerdriot.shop is having a Labor Day sale where you can buy one shirt and grab another for 50% off. Make summer last forever in a new nerdy shirt or crop top. Check out all our fabulous merch options over at nerdriot.shop. You can grab one of these. I'm gonna cheat for you and show you where I'm at. It's somewhere, actually I won't cheat, I'll just say it's somewhere over here. I don't know. I can't see it now that I think about it, but this is a really great shirt at nerdriot.shop you can get. Okay, let's get into the trailer. So the trailer opens with Sonic voiced by Ben Schwartz, Tails voiced by Colleen O'Shaughnessy, and Knuckles voiced by Idris Elba. James Marsden returns as Tom and tells Sonic he's finally found his family. Tails is flying near London Bridge, and Knuckles launches himself off Big Ben, and Sonic speeds up the suspension cables on the Tower Bridge like he does off the video game up the walls. Truly, this is all Team Sonic, and I love it. They shared promo material not long ago of their insignias across different cities, and throughout the movies, they've appeared in a lot of locations across the US and different cities, and now in London and Tokyo. I assume by Sonic 4 we'll be in space. Just kidding. Knuckles, when launching off Big Ben, is showing off his Flames of Disaster punch. We saw him use this in the series, and this is just a reminder that Knuckles had a really short, sweet, funny series that might not affect the overall movie, but is very fun and is super quick to watch if you want to go watch it on Paramount. Then Tom unveils an illustration of Longclaw and Sonic in their homeworld Mobius, hidden behind the moss. This, I assume, is in the cave from the first movie. As some remember, Longclaw is a giant warrior owl that took care of Sonic and sent him to Earth when the echidna is attacked. She sent Sonic through the ring portal to Earth for safety, leaving our baby alone. Mobius is their iconic homeworld, and you know from like the beginning of the Sega games, that iconic loop-de-loop world. I don't think they've ever actually called it Mobius in the movies though. It was mentioned in the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 novelization, and on the GHZ podcast, Pat Casey, the writer for the movies, mentioned how they weren't allowed to name the planet officially. And depending on what you're watching or playing, sometimes it's Earth, sometimes it's Mobius, or just some unnamed planet. It was up for debate and confusion and just wasn't really clarified, and I doubt Paramount wants to be the one to put a hard label on it. So right now, I'll call it Mobius, but they're gonna call it Unnamed Planet. Either way, it looks like Sonic is still living his best life in Green Hills, Montana. Then we get a very cartoony EKG monitor, and this is where Shadow is being held within the gun facilities, and you can tell it's the gun facilities from the man's jacket with their logo on it. This is short for Guardian Units of Nations, formed after the first movie, which we saw more of in the second movie. We see Commander Walters, who appeared in the last two movies. He's the commander of Gun, and funny enough, in the Shadow the Hedgehog video game, he initially saw Shadow as an enemy, blaming him for the death of his family on the Ark ship, and Maria, who I'm gonna get into soon, who was his young friend. So the beef here isn't too far off for these two. The man says there's been a security level breach and they need Team Sonic's assistance, which I love. And as I mentioned before, Team Sonic is a team of Knuckles, Tails, and Sonic, which I believe was formed in the early 2000 video game Sonic Heroes. However, I just love that after 2 movies in a series, they're officially a team with a name.
Doctor Strange can use the power of an Infinity Stone to make time bend to his will, but I don't have that option. I need a watch, one that's comfortable enough to wear every day, one that feels like me, and one that I can trust to get me where I need to be on time. And thank God I had Huddleston with me at San Diego Comic-Con recently.
I made it into Hall H, and thank God I was able to keep time with my Huddleston, Carlos, and Maple. This baby kept me on time, and I'm so grateful. But the Marvel panel is starting soon, and they're gonna make me put my phone away. Wish me luck.
Huddleston is an Austrian watch and jewelry brand for men and women. All of their watches are made from all natural materials, which makes each item unique. They're only made in small batches and tend to sell out quickly. And having had mine for a few weeks now, I get why. Huddleston makes watches from all kinds of gemstones and minerals, plus natural elements like peacock feathers, mother of pearl, and a wide variety of wood. All of the wood used in their watches is FSC certified, meaning no deforestation was required to get the raw materials for your watch. Huddleston offers free express worldwide shipping from beautiful Vienna, and they pay the custom fees. Products typically arrive within 2 to 5 business days. Get time on your side by getting Huddleston on your wrist. Click the link in the description below and use code Rockstars to get 10% off site-wide today.
The man mentions Project Shadow, which is very important, and we see it play out a little in the trailer, and I'll explain it here. Like Shadow's original past from the games, the government-sanctioned secret project, Project Shadows, produced 2 creatures on the Ark, Biolizard and Shadow. This was overseen by Professor Gerald Robotnik, the grandfather of Maria Robotnik and Dr. Eggman. Maria was a young girl born and raised on the space colony Ark, though she suffered from a terminal illness that made her unable to leave. Gerald took Project Shadow initially, hoping to find a cure for her through these creatures' immortality. So they produced Shadow, who becomes super close with Maria. But when the military came to shut it down, Maria was killed by one of their soldiers when trying to escape. Her passing is Shadow's reason for living, or more so, doing anything bad he's doing today. He kind of got so hurt that he can't come back from it. You know what I'm saying? The opposite of what happened to Sonic. We see a lot of the story play out, and we're seeing fragments of the past. We even see Maria and Shadow become close. We see them put their hands up to the glass. We see how close they were, and now she's just gonna die. We even see what I assume is Gunn entering the scene, and then the aftermath that is Gerald and Shadow over Maria's body. Now, I kind of wish they didn't put this in the trailer, but I noticed from the trailer doing a lot of fan service to the original, like, Sonic fans rather than the people that see the movies. So the people that see the movies don't know that she dies, but the fans, they know she dies. They know she dies from the jump. So the Team Sonic lands, drops in, and truly unconvinced they will lose to this rogue alien. Then in steps the baddest boy, the edgiest teen, the coolest kid on the block. I'm talking Shadow. Everything about him just looks so good. This movie went from this to this, and I'm just so about it. Keanu Reeves was such a great pick for this because he isn't too edgy, but just a very, very sad John Wick at all times, in which, like, assassin aside, feels like Shadow deep down. And his first line entering is this: "You're a colorful bunch." God, you gotta love him. Behind the trio, there is a sign in Japanese that says Tokyo Souvenirs. They're actually at the big Shibuya in Tokyo. You know, that one you see all the time in social media. In one shot, you can see the big Shibuya 109 department store in the background. Then Shadow takes Knuckles' knuckle and twists the heck out of it, then drop kicks him into a teleport. Shadow feels like the dark version of Sonic because he can also match him in speed. He's nimble, agile, and a great fighter. However, he can use chaos control, like Wanda. I'm kidding. Or am I? In the games, he used nearby chaos emeralds to gain chaos powers to achieve this. I don't know what it will look like for the movie, but this power allows him some control over time and space, making it instantaneous for him to move across it, aka teleport like we're seeing him do now. He's also decked with his specialized air shoes. They expel air from the jets, like their name implies, which allows him to hover and helps with his speed. In the trailer, we see why they went to London. Out of the water rises what looks like an Eggman ship. It looks like the one from Sonic Frontiers. However, in the trailer, we see Shadow speeding around in the dark, and his red trail is what highlights the circumference around the ship. And I believe he's bringing the massive destroyer out of the water. It's also rising out of the River Thames just next to the Tower Bridge. Around now, you hear the dramatic cover of the Sonic the Hedgehog song, the Green Hill Zone song, and it's just so dramatic. I love it. We get glimpses of Shadow really kicking Gun Soldier's butt. This mimics the opening intro beatdown from the Shadow the Hedgehog game, it feels like. We saw Tom crushed on the floor and he's wearing Gun apparel. To my knowledge, he didn't work at Gun. He might have been promoted, but I think he's actually infiltrating. He screams Sonic while we see Shadow tapping into even more power and is about to land a diabolical blow. We then see a red and black orb in the sky. I assume this is Shadow just sucking everything in sight using his chaos control or just chaos power. He was able to teleport the space colony Ark with it, and maybe visually for the movies, the powers look and act like a black hole. Then they team up with Robotnik, and I hate it, but I also like how they recycled him to be a teammate now. Instead of just reusing the same villain, I think this is a really good strategy. We're also getting a glimpse at Robotnik's death crab machine from the games. Behind Robotnik is a giant crab-like machine. This, I assume, is mimicking the crab meats or the crab machines Eggman made in the video games. Then we see Dark Rider, Shadow's motorcycle from the games, and then we get the sickest Acura slide from Shadow. If I make a movie one day, I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a romantic comedy. I'm putting that slide on a motorcycle. As soon as you do it, I'm in. I'm locked and loaded. Around here, I might be wrong, but it does sound like Live and Learn from Sonic Adventures 2. It feels like a really slowed down cover of it. It's really hard to see, but we get a cameo from the Chows from the video games in the back, and me and Evan played it on the break room, which you should subscribe to. Go watch us play games. Then we see Eggman and Robotnik. It's like a series of unfortunate events all over again, watching Jim Carrey playing multiple roles. Rumors have suggested that this movie will involve time travel. I don't really know yet, but that's the only way I can really deduce why he's being able to talk to his grandfather. And we can confirm it's his grandfather because he calls him Pop Pop, which is a normal nickname to give a grandpapa. Then we close the trailer to Sonic the Hedgehog 3 with both characters slamming into each other, and I love this. I'm so excited about the movie. It looks amazing and the CGI is much better. It's so great. It's been a while since the second movie and we're due for this as soon as possible. My only critique is that they might have released a lot in this trailer for people that have seen the movies and don't know the games, but when doesn't Paramount do stuff like that? They did it with Halo. I'm still excited overall though. The holiday season can't come soon enough. Comment down below your thoughts on Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and its trailer if you're excited for it, if you're just gonna dress up and go to the premiere like me. I'm so excited. Follow me at Lulu_Clemons and subscribe to all 3 channels of the new Rockstars network for breakdowns and news coverage of everything you love, especially covering Sonic. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. I was gonna say gotta go fast, but I'm more of a Knuckles girl.